Hello, good afternoon, and I apologize that I don't speak Romanian, and I believe for you it's easier to listen to my English than to my Romanian. I hope you can see our presentation.
Everything is okay.
Okay, then I will start shortly about Crystal System, Crystal Talent Solutions. So Crystal System was founded 2001 here in Bucharest in Romania as a full-scale IT service and solution provider. And we recognized from the beginning in 2001, 2002, the lack of resources, of qualified resources in the IT and engineering sector. And so we started to build up our own educational programs in cooperation with public universities. And this we summarized in our business unit, Crystal Talent Solutions. And we started, I hope Mr. Gramescu forgives us, with the Academie de Studii Economice in 2003, 2004. We built their first ABAP factory, SAP laboratory, built then a master based on this. And in time we evolved our business. And now we are present, let's say, in 9 countries at 18 public university, reaching every year roughly 230,000 students. In Bucharest, we are currently present at ASE, at Politehnica of Bucharest, at the Faculty of Energetica, and at UTCB, Technical University for Civil Engineering, and executing their programs, training programs, which are free for the students. That means we install their laboratory. We are using university licenses from different software manufacturers. In this case at UTCB it's Autodesk. In other cases we have other solutions where we train the students on a basic level up to an intermediate level on certain technologies. This is the principle we developed over the years. That means, as you can see here, we start with attracting the students in the university. We have roughly 500 till 1,000 applicants per course, which we offer. And then we start to educate them, mostly students of the 3rd and 4th year at the university. They mostly have already from the university received basic programming courses in C++, C#, MATLAB, similar programming languages. And then we add on top practice lessons, which we share from our extended projects we have with our clients across the world. This can be an SAP training, this can be an Autodesk AutoCAD training, or a CAD training, or Revit trainings, but also artificial intelligence, machine learning, Java programming, Python programming, R programming, things like this. Regularly, our trainings at the universities happens 2 times a year, each time taking between 3 and 4 months Crystal training. And at the end, we offer to the students an exam procedure where students can register voluntarily. To motivate them, they will get a prize, which is also donated by Crystal System, which are tablets, smartwatches, e-bikes. At the beginning, we exaggerate a little bit. We gave also a Dacia Logan or a Renault Twiggy and things like this. So from the exam, we are taking then in from the students, let's say up to 10% of the students we train. And they come into our office either as an internship, either as a partial employed person. and we phase them into project work, working in international teams, developing soft skills like intercultural skills, like working in a team in different languages with divided project tasks in agile environment, in waterfall environment, and so on. And at the end, the students will work in projects, or they will be placed on customer side because the customer accepted our training very well. We are working here with large companies together like IBM, Lufthansa, British American Tobacco, etc. But in some other industries like Hilti, like Figa, and other industries in this sector. And this model has proven to be successful over the last 16, 17 years. We trained about 15,000 students, so 5 10.000 studenți a fost antrenat de la noi, and then was placed in the market or directly hired from the market. This is a short overview about the universities where we are active. It's you see it's in Russia, Ukraine, Moldova, Romania, Albania, Italy, and Cyprus. These are the countries where we are active and having different scope of work, of cooperation. In Cyprus, for example, we are having a research and development partnership with the University of Nicosia related to blockchain technology. With the Kuroa Business School, we are working on construction 4.0, so the pendant to Industry 4.0, to develop there some digitalization strategies in this sector. Similar, we are doing at the Polytechnica in Tirana. There we have a focus on seismic engineering, while we at the Polytechnica, while at Alexander Moishu, we are more on business intelligence, analytics, and artificial intelligence, and so on. So we have in principle at each university a focus. At Polytechnica in Bucharest, we operate at the moment 2 laboratories. Both are placed for the time being in Faculty of Energetica, and we are planning now the 3rd laboratory behind the Faculty of Energetica in the building of the CET. I understood it's a central energy thermal building at UPB. And there we will get a 100 square meter room to install an Industry 4.0 laboratory, to which I come later. Obviously, we are also expanding. We just signed with the University of Monterrey in Mexico the agreement of cooperation. They will be part also of our data science, data engineering program, and we will progress with them as soon as we landed our teams there and hired our local resources. So now the core question, how does an IT system and service provider and solution provider comes to Industry 4.0? As you can imagine, we are working in different industry, from Pirelli in the automotive, Renault, Dacia in the automotive, Lufthansa, Hilti, you name them, it's across all industries. And obviously, we are connected then with business intelligence and analytics for the topics which we already heard today, preventive maintenance, asset tracking, things like this. And so we got closer and closer to the Industry 4.0 subjects, but coming from the IT part, building data models, building algorithms for the preventive maintenance, asset tracking, energy optimization, CO2 reductions, things like this. And so we started, let's say, last year, end of last year, thinking about an Industry 4.0 initiative. What can we do? How can we do it? From the European Union, we screened what is their focus, where do they want people to be trained. This you see in the green box in the screen. That means 5G, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, cloud computing, robotics, etc., etc. So we took this also in mind to build an idea about what can we do in this area. And how did we get there? This is a project sample we did, I believe, 2-3 years ago. It's a factory digitalization project. It was the optimization of production lines, especially of calibration machines for ventilators, mostly for commercial vehicles built. And it was across three continents. It was Bucharest, it was Pune in India, Prešov in Czechia, and there was one in the US, where we had to connect all the devices. We had to take the data in a database. Then we had a complex extract, transform, and load procedure, putting the data in an enterprise data warehouse. And from there, we used an application called SAS Institute for Business Analytics. And then we started to develop algorithm and dashboards to optimize decisions for the factories, which also was then via the SAS cloud in principle roll out to all 3 locations. This was just an example how we were growing into this direction. Our scope now, it's some of you may have seen it. What we learned during all of our projects in Europe and somewhere else is that we barely find the complete vertical integration of Industry 4.0. That means from the shop floor to the top floor. And we had a lot of discussions with different industry leaders in this area, which came up with different requirements. And we said, okay, we have to do something here in this area, and decided to implement an Industry 4.0 laboratory. And having in mind that on the shop floor, mostly it's about to get the awareness of the people which are operating the smart machines. That means it's not just in parentheses anymore a mechatronic. It's a mechatronic with a certain set of data mined, having in mind certain data models. So when he is programming something via PLC or on his human machine interface, he gets the bigger environment in mind and knows what impact it has in the entire production cycle. And then we want to use this talent, this educational laboratory, not only as an educational program, but also want to extend the system later on, like you may have seen in France or in Germany, as a test bed for small and medium-sized enterprises. They can come in cooperation and alignment with the respective university, giving some problems which will be solved together with our senior people with the university to help them to benefit from the Industry 4.0 idea and approaches. This is a typical ideal laboratory, let's say. As we are at Crystal, also, let's say, a commercial entity, we have some budgetary limitations, but we will build it step by step. We will start with some selected items aligned with the industry, and then successive will build the system up until we have a complete research and development and educational test bed, which can be used for education, for demonstration, as well as for research and development. This is a typical example. Some of you may know the image or images. This is a typical standard Festo laboratory configuration, already integrated with SAP in this way. That means we have storage, we have measuring, we have assembly with a robot, cobot station. Then we have the typical optical visual measurement, the drilling, back cover, front cover, pressing, labeling, and then reading the data out via RFID. All of these are subjects we have heard today. And then you see this small round thing here. This is an AGV, an autonomous guided vehicle, which ensures the transport from A to B. And to the right side, you see in principle the cloud dimension. Here it's named Google Cloud. We are working also with Amazon Cloud, with Azure Cloud, with SAP Cloud, with Oracle. So depends on what our clients have. We have the right resources for this. And here you see in principle, the left side is the data generator or data sources like this laboratory. From there are coming the data. They will be transmitted via RFID, via optical sensors and so on, passing a legacy system, going into cloud, passing different steps. And then at the end, we have the business request. That means each data which is generated on the shop floor impact the enterprise performance. And in the enterprise performance management, we have different stakeholders with different requirements. Could be optimizing the energy consumption, the enterprise performance from a financial point of view, could be asset tracking, could be a lot of things. And then here it will be prepared in the cloud. It's similar what we have seen before from Amazon Web Services, will be prepared in, let's call it, data visualization for the decision makers. And our intention is, you see it here, this is the room which we got assigned from the Polytechnical University. It's a 100 square meter room. We will use it, half of it, to install the laboratory equipment, including energy measurement. Optional, we will integrate cybersecurity. And we will have in the other half of the room roughly 12, 15 working stations. That means IT equipment for industrial programming, for simulation. That means the idea is in the theoretical part, the students can use virtual design and modeling tools for the process, which will be then implemented on the cyber physical equipment on the right side. And then they see their programming efforts directly in action, let's call it like this, which increases the learning experience. Then we have in mind to connect also the laboratory at the Polytechnical University with the University of Pitești, where we already installed IDM classroom with 17 working stations. That means we will simulate a cooperation with 2 different locations, where we have here the production and there we have the production planning and management tasks. That means top floor activities, and we will interconnect them. And also the colleagues in Pitești will be able to program the equipment in Bucharest, and we will transmit it live via video. So also they can see the action performed based on their programming. Also, they will use virtual programming, simulation. We will involve some failures, so they have to detect failures and optimize the system. And then here are some possible topics we intend to train. It's classically the introduction, material resource planning, network of system, product identification. So the typical subjects you find into an industry 4.0 environment. And using a virtual modeling and simulation tool, manufacturing execution system, ERP system, obviously cloud and analytics. And we connected also with energy measurement system, because all the big industries, let's call it like this, automotive suppliers, food producers, and so on, they are faced now with reducing their CO2 emission, which goes directly in line with their energy management system. So we intend to install an energy measurement and management system, and in time we'll add some solar panels so that we can make some research, development and comparison studies using green energy, using conventional energy, etc. So you see, it's quite a comprehensive approach we have there. And our vision is, you see it here, this is a vision. It's not yet finalized, but you can see it here. We have on the left side the central components. This is the laboratory. Most likely it will be Festo. We know that Orange will install a 5G lab also at the Polytechnical University. This is great for us because they are going to teach also industrial edge applications for communication. Then obviously we will have a cloud environment, and we hope that we will be able to convince partners like Schneider Electronic, Siemens or Rexroth, which we also heard today already, to contribute with equipment, maybe with teachers, to offer to the students a complete picture of Industry 4.0, digital transformation, and where the future is laying. In France, we have seen a similar concept called Software Republic, where Group Renault is in, STS, Orange, Dassault Systems. In Germany, it's the platform Industry 4.0. This I like very much because I could imagine to build something like this. I don't know yet how to build it like this, but we know that the university in Brasov has a laboratory, the university in Timișoara has a laboratory, and in Brasov they are more electromechanical. They have an electromechanical complete laboratory there, and they are looking now how to connect this laboratory with the business side, means with the IT and with the cloud. To build their comprehensive Industry 4.0 use case, cloud-based. We know that in Ploiești, we have the petrochemical industry, in Constanța, the naval industry. And if we manage it in time to connect all of them via cloud, then we can exchange experience from, let's say, different faculties for different industry sectors, match the experience and develop new innovations. This is the vision we have in mind, and you can imagine it will take a while to realize it, but the foundation is laid. We will put the Industry 4.0 lab at UPB. Orange is already there, and the rest we will develop in time to build a better tomorrow and keep the people in Romania because they are smart, and here are smart factories and smart universities to build also a better Romania. Yeah, that's all from my side. If you have questions, please don't hesitate now directly, or send them to Mr. Gramescu, and he will distribute them to us and we will answer them in written. Thank you.